There's one we have for because.
Oh damn it! I almost made it.
Try again.
I'm gonna try it again. You ready for this? Oh fuck it! You know what? Watch this with the assist.
No, way too
I
short.
need
Way
as
too
much.
short. Way too short.
It disappeared.
One more time. One more time. I got this. You ready?
The last one. Oh,
God damn it! Never mind. Fuck it. It's dead to me.
Let me try it and I'll show you.
No one in the world can make that shot.
Wait. I look at you. I look at you.
God damn it!
Did I?
You made the strike one. You made a tiny one.
Looking.
I gotta do an introduction. I forgot.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You ready?
You looking up in that camera?
Right here? Okay. Okay, right. Willkommen, Damen und Herren, mit Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Rock Antenne. And I mean, that's all I got, really. That's even I was impressed by how much I really got out. I was like, oh, fuck, all right. All right, no, please, you do that.
No, it's okay. That being said,
That being butchered.
everything's lovely and we're rolling. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, hi, Tori. Tori. Corey, welcome.
Tori Kaler. That's my pseudonym, you know, so people don't find me.
You know, before we start with all the Slipknot, that's what's going to happen tonight. And everything,
Right.
There's something I got to ask on behalf of pretty much all the Rock Antenne team, except for my boss because he hates this song. But we are all waiting for the Corey Taylor Christmas record.
I put one out.
Wait, when?
I put one out like 8 years ago.
Man,
have you guys ever heard Xmas?
No, we only got the fucking Christmas song.
Yeah, that one. Oh, you want a whole album?
We want
oh
a whole
God.
record. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I can't promise it's gonna sound good. You know what I thought about doing was doing a whole album, and each song is dedicated to a holiday.
All right.
So do like an April Fool's punk tune, a Thanksgiving weirdness, you know, like Halloween. Obviously, it would be like some Bauhaus weirdness. I thought that would be great, and then because nobody's ever done a whole holiday thing. Yeah, basically. I'd totally do that. Maybe someday when I'm like 60 and I've run out of shit to talk about, you know. It's time to dust off that holiday album. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna still play it.
Yeah, people would still dig it, you know.
Well, you know, you're here. Slipknot is here, and every time when Slipknot is touring, it's big.
Yeah.
It's huge. The production is huge. Everything's larger than life.
Yeah.
But I sometimes find myself, I mean, you still being Slipknot, as we all know you, how much unpredictedness and how much rock and roll is still left in this whole production thing? How much how much things are there that you go like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Is there still something left? Like,
You have to be careful of the new guy. New guy gets crazy. Like new guy almost got docked some money because he almost broke Jay's drums the other night. Like he's the fly in the ointment. He's the pube in the coke. I was like, every time I turn around, he's doing something weird, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I've started chasing him just to make sure I'm like keeping track of his habits and shit. And yeah, man, it's honestly that energy is dope. It's really, really good, and he's so into it that it reminds me to be into it, you know, because, you know, after this many years, you can get out there and you just be like, you know, the audience is obviously going to invigorate you, but then you can find yourself kind of, you know, going through, I don't want to say going through the motions, but it's almost like automatic, you know, it's like muscle memory. And then this guy comes out of nowhere and he's hanging on people, and I'm like, what the what's it? I was like, oh yeah, we're fucking Slipknot, dude. And it's like, it gets really weird. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely an element of, like, you still have that vibe where you don't know really where to watch, you know, but yeah, the energy is definitely still there.
isn't there a better name for him than Pizza Man?
Tortilla guy. It's Tortilla guy. And now it's Pizza Man. His shit's starting to fall apart, so it's definitely starting to look like pepperoni pizza. It's funny. And he's fucking his face up, which I think is funny. He's got a giant scar right in the middle of his forehead now because he He smashed his head into the drums and cut it open. He was bleeding during the show. So he had to pull the mask off during the show, and they're bandaging him up. Like, he looked like he'd just been to war, and now he's got a scar in the middle of his forehead. Looks like a coin slot for a... It does. It's like, somebody put a quarter in the new guy. We gotta start the show. It's so real. It's so true.
When We Are Not Your Kind came out, some people raised their eyebrows.
Right.
And I was wondering, after listening to it a couple of times, is the feel for you, is that the start of something new? Is it?
I mean, it kind of feels like every album is, I mean, because we always try to do something a little different. This was the first time we kind of went back and we were like, where were we going a few years ago? Because if you listen to the album, for me, it kind of feels like it slots in between Iowa and Volume 3. Mm-hmm. It's got that darkness and that heaviness of Iowa, but then it's got that experimentation of Volume 3. And that's kind of where we're heading. And we kind of got away from that for personal reasons or whatever. There was fractious issues in the band and stuff. But now, being able to come back to it and go, where have we not gone in a while? What do we want to do, and really express and still make it dark, but really, touch on that artistic side of it. Yeah. So I think that's it was definitely fun to explore that. I mean, we went in with, I want to say 18 songs, and
already?
Yeah, and honestly, of the 18 that we wrote and demoed, I want to say maybe 10 ended up on the album. Mm-hmm. So, there was still like deep troves to be mined and whatnot. But, we were having so much fun creating and really kind of playing around with soundscapes and taking chances with everything from, spiders to Death Because of Death with people which people were so confused about, and we loved it. Like, we love watching people kind of turn their heads like dogs trying to figure shit out, and we're just like, there you go. Like, you either get it or you don't, But for us, I mean, that's the goal, is to keep challenging the listener and keep challenging what people think when they think of us.
Yeah. For a couple of years. And you only had to drop one line. But for a couple of years, the whole Slipknot fan base goes like, are they still going to be together? Are they going to play break? Are they going to... What's happening?
Yeah.
Now, I think this fear is kind of done. Mm. We're past that.
Yeah.
But then, what's going to happen next? It's a touring cycle. You have the Knotfest. You have so many things going on. It's just amazing. You have what's it called? The Knotfest roadshow.
Yeah.
It's a concept that I don't even get.
Yeah, right. It's basically a tour, It's basically it's our way of bringing part of the Knotfest experience across America. Because if we tried to do the whole thing, monetarily it wouldn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So we basically, we're like, what? Let's carve out the 4 best bands to bring out with us, and then bring a cadre of things out with us, like the museum and stuff like that, and really have fun with it, And that's what's been the best part of it, is that it's a traveling experience now, and not just, in certain places.
All right. But then again, how much of a band is Slipknot, and how much of a brand name is Slipknot?
Oh, it's definitely both. Yeah. It's definitely both now.
How much Knotfest is a brand.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, the cool thing about it is that we have built it to remain strong, even if we're not headlining it.
All right.
Which, that's the kind of thing you want to do, So it's almost like Knotfest is the brand, but then Slipknot is still the band itself, and there are still certain things tied to it. But for us, it's always going to be about the creativity of the music, there's definitely going to be the extras around, like the whiskey and, you know, the action figures and stuff like that, the merch and stuff. To us, that's just an extension of what this band is, you know? But the band itself will always just still be the music.
Do you have Sharon Osbourne in your management somewhere?
No, no. Shockingly enough, no, right? But I tell you what, man, we learned from the best, you know? I mean, we were talking about Knotfest, and I can remember this as clear as day. We were talking about Knotfest 20 years ago when we were on Ozfest going, wouldn't it be great someday if we were big enough to have our own show, to have our own festival? And it was obviously going to be called Knotfest, you know, like it just, because Slipfest doesn't sound like a good time, you know? So to us, it was never a question. We were like, you know, if we work hard enough and we get to the point where we can have something big enough, let's do it, you know? And lo and behold, years later, we could do it.
What happened in Mexico? What happened?
That was something, I'll give you the brief version. Barricades were compromised and breaking in. There were so many people that it was an absolute security issue. And they tried to fix it with, I can't even talk about it without rolling my fucking eyes. They tried to fix it with like bike racks. It was fucking insane. They were like trying to wire bike racks to this thing. You gonna hold 25,000 people back with some bike racks? Are you fucking shitting me? Our production manager, our security team took a look at it and said, I cannot sign off on this for the public's safety. We still don't know what happened. We still don't know why it was compromised, because our security team walks that all day long to make sure everything is in place. And so it was compromised in a way that someone had to have done it. But we don't know who. So obviously we can't point fingers or whatnot. But there was no way that we were going to put our fans at risk, the security team at risk, and Evanescence at risk, because they were going on. Now, sadly, Evanescence, their equipment was destroyed, but we've paid for that. We paid for that. We made sure that they were taken care of, and the risk of what could have been is actually less than what could have happened. You know, I would rather lose thousands of dollars worth of equipment that can be replaced than have even one person get hurt. Yeah. I mean, that was the most important thing. So that's, you know, and sadly, you know, the riot happened because people got in from the outside. There were people who were able to get in from the outside who hadn't even bought tickets, and they chose to ignite a situation and make it worse. So we don't blame our fans down there, but you know, lesson learned, right?
Yeah. Well, you guys, for all the right and wrong reasons, this summer, while you were playing Wacken, you were actually simultaneously taking on Wacken because you have your own fest in Cologne.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's so stupid.
You go like, well, what's Wacken anyway?
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
Okay. Dude, I was just stoked to play Wacken. I was like, we've never played Wacken before, you know? So like, this is like a big thing. And then I go, what? We're doing what? Whatever, you know? Apparently the people know what, you know, they know better than I do, so.
No, I think it's going to be super good.
That's going to be great. Yeah, I'm stoked, yeah.
Are the shows in the summer going to be different, any different from the production now?
Probably. Yeah. We're still trying to hammer that out, because what we do is we try to manipulate everything and change it up just enough that it's different, like when we come back, you know. So we'll probably do this set with this little bit of production up until the summer. Yeah. Hit the States with it, you know, kind of do whatever, and then change it up for the festivals and see what happens. But then again, I mean, this set's going over really well. Like, people really dig it. So,
I wonder why.
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. I don't know why people come and see us. To this day, I'm like, really? We walked out in Stuttgart last night, and it was fucking packed to the rafters, and I'm just like, what is happening? This is insane, man. I can remember playing in Stuttgart, this tiny little club, and I want to say that was the place where Mark from Kill to This, he jumped out on stage, and he had, God, I don't even know if I could tell this story. He had a roll of newspaper kind of tucked in his ass, and it was lit on fire, and he jumped through us, came from the backstage and jumped through us and was crowd surfing, completely naked, by the way. And he's got this paper and it's lit on fire. And I'm like, what is happening? That's 20 years ago. So anybody who remembers that is still coming to see us. I'm like, God bless you. All right, whatever. So fucking funny.
I think I have no more further questions. There's only one question I gotta ask you though, because we talked about the new guy. Are the issues solved with yoga? Because there seems to be some illegal crap stuff going on. You read through Blabbermouth and go, what?
Oh Christ! What? Well, that was your first mistake.
Sorry.
Anybody who fucking reads that dumbass shit. That's one of the reasons why I'm completely off social media.
Yeah.
I've been off for about almost 8 months now, and I don't miss it at all. Like I left about 8 months ago because of the toxicity, because of the ridiculousness, because of the words getting twisted. I'm just like, you know what? This just doesn't. There's nothing social about this. This isn't even social media. It's social mania at this point. You know.
I started following you on Instagram now. I'm gonna
just now. Well, no, I have somebody who runs that for me, but I'm off of it, man. I can't deal with it. I would rather have real life, like, relationships than some weird digital shit that you don't know who's on the other end, That's just me, though.